seconds. Hopefully my audio kicks in here. I think it should be a lot better because I mentioned to a whole bunch of you that I'm using a new microphone and like headset device adapter. So it's been a little while since I've made a video. I feel like a lot of the things up to this point have been kind of self-explanatory, but this I really want to talk you through because we're going to be making our own graphs today. So there's a couple key things that are really important. First thing, if you have graph paper, that's awesome. You can skip ahead in the video. If you have the ability to print, you'll still have to either have graph paper or make kind of your own graph paper. So I'm going to quickly walk you through that. We're going to talk, if you have graph paper, you can skip ahead a little bit. I'm going to talk you through making titles, axis titles, and then just trying to carefully choose what numbers we put on our axis. So let's quickly get started here. So 4-game baseball series, Frank sold the following numbers of programs. So really what we're talking about is we're talking about program sales. So you'll probably want to put some kind of title along these lines. Program sales. Okay, awesome. That'll be your general title. I'm going to put this aside for just a minute. We're going to wish now would be a really cool time that I could give you all graph paper and you'd all be really happy if we were in school. Right now I can't, and that's okay. I take my ruler, I'm just going to make my own kind of, oh wow, I made that really big. You probably don't have to make it quite so big. Yeah, whatever, I'll make it nice and big anyway. So I'm going to make my own graph, kind of similar to what you might be able to do. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, just as always. And let's take a look at some of this stuff. So just like when we say that we do x first before y, same thing with our columns here. So this is going to be our x column, and this is going to be our y column. So when we're labeling our x-axis, we have Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday. So I think what I might do, just for the sake of making things nice and neat, I'm going to line this up here, and I kind of mentioned that, oh sorry, not millimeters, kind of mentioned that every quarter of an inch I'm going to put a little line. That way we'll have like perfect, super legit, take that Staples level graph paper. So it's going to get really nice. Oops, I got that one wrong there. Want it here, here, here. And then we'll have something to go on. So I made a line at every quarter inch. I'll just erase that one that I got wrong. I'm going to lightly pencil these in, just so that we have a little bit more to go on. And I'll use some nice bright colors. Hopefully they're staying straight. I'm not paying that much attention. You can go a little bit slower, but I'm going nice and fast for the camera. Kind of like when you watch one of those craft shows when you're a kid on like Treehouse or something, and they say, "Oh, I'll just do this off camera," and then they come back and everything's perfect. Or if you watch one of those baking shows, and they say, "Oh, I'll just pull my lasagna out and it's already prepared, and it looks way better than the one that they prepared for you on TV." Well, I unfortunately don't have that kind of movie magic. I want to show you the process just so that you have it all down. Oops, I missed a line there. Make sure that's, oh good, I made it extra thick. Oh, this one too. Shoot. Oh, Mr. E, you're really slacking there. Okay, so now we have some semblance of graph paper. Not perfect, but not bad. I made it quite long, so I might erase this down a little bit. Okay, so now we still have our x-axis nice and dark. You can see that, and you can see our y. And we were saying we need to represent a couple different days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Four days, 4 points. We'll just separate them a little bit. So I'll just pick every few points just so that they're nice and separate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so I'm going to count out 3 points. I'll put a thicker line. 1, 2, 3. Put a thicker line. 1, 2, 3, that's right, put a thicker line there. 1, 2, 3, put a thicker line there. Call this one Thursday. Oops. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. Hopefully that'll be helpful. So we got our Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then we just have to figure out the y-axis, and that one's that's a little bit trickier. Also note there's a title for this axis, so I'll put that down here, day. Okay, so it's important to have these subtitles. So if this one's day, this one will be number sold. I'll put that over here, number sold. And as you continue on in math, it'll be very important. You'll get marks just for putting in these titles, I promise you. So always put in titles. And then we just have to figure out how are we going to separate this so that we can include all this data. We have to go from 42 all the way up to 147. So to make things a little bit tricky, you can't just start at 42 though. Usually we'll start at 0. So we'll say that this is our 0 line, right? This 0 and 0. I think I made about 15 lines just with my graph paper. So if you didn't quite make 15, you can extend this a little bit. But I think I made 15. So if I count up by 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If I have 15, I should go up to 150, which is just a little bit above this, and then we'll be able to graph a little bit better. Let's see if I got enough. So there's 10. Did we sell 10 programs? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Oh man, that's tight. 150. Okay, perfect. So I'll just fill in all the ones I missed. 70. Perfect. So 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 150. And that encompasses all of our data. So that's awesome. So now, what you're going to want to do, your Thursday day, find the number sold. Thursday, the number sold is 42. So find 42. It's about 40 here. You'll have to kind of take some liberties, maybe a little bit above that line, and put that for Thursday. For Friday, 86. So you'll have to find that 80 point. It'll be a little bit over halfway between 80 and 90. Make that point. And we're making a line graph as far as I know. Yep, so it says make a line graph. So when you're done, connect all your dots. I'm going to let you put that data in. So I'm going to see if it comes out really nice. Lastly, they're talking about making a bar graph. It'll be very similar. So keep those things in mind. I'm looking for axis titles, some kind of title for the whole thing. What are we talking about? We're talking about General Motors. And then make sure you're paying some attention to how you number your axis. So we have to somehow go all the way from 0 to 2,508. So instead of counting up by 10, which is what we did here, maybe you'll have to count up by 50 or 100. So make sure you have enough lines. Obviously don't make 2,000 different lines, that would be crazy. So maybe count out 100, see if you can make enough lines. You might have to make like a bunch, you might have to make 26, so maybe 100 doesn't work. Maybe you have to do it in 200s or something along those lines. I'm going to let you try to figure that out. Brain teaser for today. And I just wanted to wrap this up before I hit the 10-minute mark. So I'm going to post this. Come to the Google Meet today. I think I'm also going to make another video tomorrow or the next day if I post on Friday instead. Otherwise, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you at 2:30 hopefully. Thanks.